Philippians 2:14 through 15. Do everything without complaining or arguing, so that you may become blameless and pure, children of God, without fault in a crooked and depraved generation, in which you shine like stars in the universe. When I was a young child, my mother used to sing us a song when we were complaining or arguing. Its lyrics were taken directly from Philippians chapter 2. It was a good lesson in the biblical understanding of how the Christian should comport themselves in their everyday life. Although my life is not the model example of the living out of this verse, it's very rare that I don't think of this verse when I do fail to meet its commands. And let's be clear, these are commands. Paul here is issuing the command that is echoed throughout the Bible. The Christian is to be a changed person and to live a holy life. The beautiful truth is that the Christian is a holy and radically changed individual, and God's salvific grace does not stop merely at rescuing them from the eternal consequences of their sin, but also flows into their lives and transforms them into the picture of Christ. The goal of God's plan of salvation is to glorify Himself in justifying and sanctifying a group of people as a bride for the Son. This bride is to do everything without complaining or arguing, so that they may shine like stars in the universe. Like stars! How marvelous a thought, how wondrous! God is transforming us throughout our lives to look like Christ, to be holy and blameless before God. But hold on, should we really never argue? Is it wrong to argue with non-Christians? Is it wrong to dispute those who would not represent the truth? The context makes it clear that this passage is about submission to others as a form of humility. Just as Christ was humble even to the point of dying on a cross, then how can we as Christians not be humble enough to serve others and put them above ourselves? And so let us look to Christ's humility. His vicarious death on the cross is the focal point of all things for the Christian. It's the one event at which all things point and from which all things flow. In it, Christ was defeating sin, dealing the death blow to the devil, and reconciling his people to himself, receiving the punishment for our sin in our place, and 3 days later, rising for our justification. This is the crux of the cross.
If you'd like more of this kind of content, make sure to check out my cross-section YouTube channel, linked in the description.